Hey guys, welcome back to Boosted Budget Builds. I'm Grizz, and this is probably going to be the second episode, and doing the painting and everything on the suspension. I was going to show you a couple little tips of how I do stuff. I mean, I know it's probably not the best way, but it's how I do it. Let me pause this, flip the screen around, and I'll show you. Alright guys, I was going to show you, here's one of the struts. Hasn't been completely sanded or cleaned up, and it hasn't been taped up. Now, the way I do it, as you can see on these, I hope, you can see the scratches and everything, and I'm just using a green Scotch-Brite. I wanted to show you the packages. If you guys have Dollar Trees around you, this is what I'm using. It's $1 and you get 5 of them. They don't hold up quite as good as a regular Scotch-Brite, but they do pretty good. Anyway, the main reason I'm making this part is whenever you tape these up, everybody knows, obviously you want to tape up the shaft and the top part here. But some people don't know you've got these little holes. As you can see, all I did was bundled up some tape and pushed them in there to keep paint from inside because, let's see, I hope you can get it in here. Okay, yeah, see that in there? The cylinder, or the shaft, actually goes through there, and that's where the seal is. And if you get paint down in there on the shaft or over the seal or whatever, it's going to cause issues with the shaft sliding in and out. That's also why I tape up the top of this completely along with the shaft, because I'm hoping you guys can see down in there. There's actually a hole all the way around the shaft that goes down into that seal. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. But yeah, so all I do on these, I scuff everything up with a Scotch-Brite. Clean it up really good. If you have really super bad rust, I mean, if you want to get really good about it, you can use some sandpaper, but to me the Scotch-Brite works. And I'm using Rust-Oleum paint, so if there's a little bit of rust, it's not going to make a big deal. The Rust-Oleum will take care of it. But I just wanted to show you guys to make sure, if you ever do this, plug those little holes, because you don't want paint getting in there. Now, you have these ones on the bottom, but if you can see it on mine, they're welded. Now, if for some reason on your guys's they weren't welded, you need to plug those too. Then maybe hand paint. If you guys are really anal about it or whatever, you can hand paint inside the grooves. If you have to tape them up. But yeah, that's about it. As you can see, I've got 3 of them done. I got 1 left to do. Hey guys, welcome back. We've got everything painted. It's all hanging up, curing overnight. It's too cold to leave it out in the garage or in the shops or in the outside or in the garage. So I got them down here in the basement. But we got the springs painted. We've got the struts all painted. The forks painted. The caps that go on the struts. The sleeves for the struts. And all the little washers and everything. But everything was primered. Everything was Rust-Oleum. I love Rust-Oleum, so. But everything was primered first, and then either got gloss black or the springs got gold. So let me flip you around here, and I'll show you with the process. All right, guys. Hopefully you can see. But that's the gold I want. The lighter colored gold, that's what I'm going for on the car. But as you can see this time, I didn't miss any spots. If you can see, there's a hanger there, and there's a hanger there. And I did that on all the bigger pieces. And I hung them, did 2 coats of primer, 2 coats of paint on each side. Whenever I flipped them up, so that way I didn't miss anything. But yeah, there's the front springs. There's the rear springs. There is the struts. You can see a couple places, you know, where the powder coating was chipped, or there's a little bit of rust that I cleaned up. I mean, it's not perfect, but it looks 100 times better than what it did. So I'm gonna try to post some before and after pics of what it was. But here's my forks. They're all nice and clean, painted gloss black. Here are the 4 caps. Now if you look, I only painted the gloss on the outside. The inside is just 2 coats of the primer, because you have the rubber, I don't know, gasket, whatever you want to call it, that goes on top. But anyway, I did that on those. Here's all the caps. Let's see here. If you guys can see. There we go. Well, that's so shiny, it's going off there. But anyway, there's the caps. And then the these here, I painted the gloss on the top. They're the ones you'll actually see on top of the strut assembly, that the nut right there goes directly on top of. And then these are the washers that go in between the sleeve and the cap. But anyway, yeah, there it all is. I'll give you a shot of it all hanging up. But yeah, forgive them, not mess, but just clutter. I mean, it's a basement. This is where we store all our stuff, so I'm sure all of your basements look the same. But yeah, there we are, guys. Alright guys, well, there's all the painted pieces, and the next step will be putting it all together, and I'll show you some good shots of all of them put back together and how they look and everything, and then here, hopefully, once it warms up, you'll see them on the car. But anyway, this is Grizz, and this has been Boosted Budget Builds, and I will catch you on the next one.